Spring is here, and that means Warwick is in bloom. The Warwick VFW was honored, 2 Boy Scouts were awarded their Eagle, and local residents jumped into freezing cold water for charity. All that and much more on this episode of In the Valley. Hello and welcome back to In the Valley. I'm your host, Ryan DiCostanzo. Veterans are an important part of the society, and this past month, Warwick had honored its local VFW post. Let's take a look at that.
Service in the military is one of the highest honors one can have for their country. These veterans gave everything for their country, and it is important that we recognize them for their service.
I served aboard the USS Kitty Hawk for 4 years. In the 80s. We spent time in the Persian Gulf. A few years after the Iran hostage crisis, there was a fuel embargoes and crisis going on, and we spent our time out there protecting the cargo ships.
The Warwick Valley VFW, located at the Brander Building on the corner of Colonial and Forester, offers veterans and their families various services and also acts as a time capsule for war memorabilia. It's important that the young folk learn about what it was like back in the day.
We are really offering a myriad of services for veterans. So there's no stupid question. If you have questions regarding veterans issues, please come and see us. To start off here, we're just beginning. We're open on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then we'll be open Saturday from 10 to 2 for people that can't make it during the week.
For other people, the VFW is a building with cool artifacts, but to these extraordinary people, it offers them another way to serve their country.
For me, the VFW is it's my chance to continue serving. I can serve other veterans who need help.
Why does the VFW mean something to me? Because I'm surrounded by people who have similar experiences of life, love, happiness, and protection for themselves, their families, and their country.
Getting to the rank of Eagle Scout is no easy job, but Warwick recently awarded 2 new Scouts that rank. Let's go down to Jeffrey Koff, who has more on that story.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The rank of Eagle Scout is the highest rank awarded in the Boy Scouts. Less than 5% of all Scouts earn their Eagle. This is a great example of the determination and hard work needed to reach this goal. Recently in the community, local Boy Scout Troop 45 awarded 2 Scouts the rank of Eagle. These new Eagle Scouts were Warwick residents Chandler Kent and Joshua Koff.
This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your other Scouts.
Chandler is a senior at Warwick Valley High School. He uses the leadership he learned on the soccer field and in Scouts to lead the troop as the senior patrol leader. Chandler's Eagle project was the construction and restoration of team benches for the Warwick Soccer Club. Chandler designed, constructed, and installed the benches along with the help of his fellow Scouts. Joshua is a freshman at Stony Brook University, but graduated from Warwick Valley High School as part of the class of 2017. He hopes to use the leadership and public speaking skills he learned from Scouts to have a career in politics. Josh's Eagle project was the restoration of the American Legion Post 214's podium at the local Warwick Cemetery. The podium is used annually during the Memorial Day parade ceremonies, but was in dire need of repairs as it was unsafe to use. With the help of his fellow Scouts, Josh made the podium look good as new.
Take upon myself and thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. The obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout.
The ceremony had many esteemed guests in attendance, including local politicians, who all presented gifts to the Eagle Scouts. Finally, each Scout gave a moving speech about their long journey to reach Eagle Scout.
Mr. Correa talked about the allegory of the cliff. I ask to add a rope to this allegory, one that you can let down, help people up as you go higher up your journey. Because even though it's a small number of people that reach the rank of eagle, it's your duty to yourself and to others that you help them in any way you can. And when you do so, it'll not just help them, but it will fulfill you.
Looking back, I have only fond memories of all the great outings we went on, the best leadership, as well as a great group of scouts who I have had the privilege to know and work with. The adult leaders have always been there to help me in any way they can. And I've been extremely fortunate to have such amazing scoutmasters. Mr. Brown is there to help me find my way in scouting. Mr. Curran to show me how to lead the troop and act as a role model for me. And finally, Mr. Brand is there to help me in my final steps towards Eagle, as well as running the troop now.
With these young men as their role model, many other scouts will embark on the long journey to reach Eagle. For WVTV, I'm Jeffrey Koff.
Thank you, Jeff. Don't go away. Town Supervisor Michael Sweden will join us in the Valley next.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man who gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right, no employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Hello and welcome back to In the Valley. I'm your host, Ryan DiCostanzo. Joining us today for an interview is special guest, Warwick Town Supervisor Michael Sweden. First of all, thank you for being here and being able to join us for an interview today.
My pleasure, Ryan.
So now we're just going to jump right into it. The Yard Sports Complex is not open as of now, but the former prison ground that it's on is currently up for auction. Would you be able to give us an update on that?
Sure, I think that will come to fruition pretty soon. Next few weeks, there have been several players that have come up with the cash investment they need to really get that rejuvenated, finish the investment in the yard, and open it up again as a sports complex. So we're excited about that, and we think in the next few weeks that'll happen.
Okay, so it's great to hear for anyone playing baseball or within that sports area. So do you know if there's any other types of projects that the town has in mind to build on the newly developed prison site?
Well, we're under contract with 2 companies. One is going to go into one of the former buildings there, and they're going to do some craft brewing and have a little outdoor facility there as well. And then we're under contract with another company that we should be able to announce in the next week or so. They should close on their contract. Okay. And they're going to be doing, it'll be an agricultural related production facility out at the former site. And that'll be a new building that they'll be constructing.
So that's definitely great to hear for anyone looking to sit back, relax, leisure time, sports. Sounds like an overall great time for anyone.
Yeah, it is. It's a great place, and it's got a lot of future to it, and so we're excited about seeing it develop.
So you said that the sports complex, it might come into play again, but if it doesn't and it's not reopened, do you know what other facilities besides the craft brewery might go inside?
Well, we've been talking with companies that have been interested in perhaps a hospitality, hotel, boutique-y kind of a thing on some of the former sites. But we're pretty confident that the yard will resurrect itself as some sort of sports facility.
Yeah, I know it was definitely good because when I used to play baseball, I used to go. It was definitely a great facility. It was out of the reach of anyone coming from Kings Highway coming in or anyone from the town. It was a good location. So I definitely think it's going to be a great thing for anyone looking to play baseball, soccer, lacrosse. think it's going to be a great thing.
It just needs a little more investment, and I
Yeah.
think those people have stepped up, and we're pretty optimistic about it.
Plus, Wickham Lake is such a great location. You have the lake right there.
It's a beautiful, one of the most beautiful spots in Warwick,
Yeah.
and we encourage residents to get out there and use it. It's just a 128-acre lake, canoeing, fishing, just picnicking, hanging out. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely great. Now I'm going to shift topics a little bit. Warwick is well known for its large portions of farmland, but many people are now moving in and more businesses are growing. Do you know if there's going to be any changes towards farm preservation and open space?
Well, no, we're still in the process. We have 6 farms currently that we're in the process of trying to acquire their development rights. They're working through that process, so that'll add an additional 800 acres to our already preserved 4,000 acres. So that program is strong. It will continue, although we've secured the rights on a lot of productive farms in Warwick. So it now gets harder to find the really productive farms that are interested in the program, because not everybody is interested. Not all farmers want to go into the program. But I think for those who have, it's been very successful and beneficial to them.
Okay. And now for the housing and developments, many know that Warwick is very desirable to live in. And with the increase of people moving into the area, is there any new housing plans within the future?
We're starting to see a little uptick in building, but unlike other communities around Orange County, we don't have, because of our farm preservation program, we don't have wide swaths of open land to build a lot of high density housing. So you'll continue to see some single family homes arise. We've just passed an ordinance that allows you to have accessory apartments in some of our hamlet areas, and I think that will help create some stock for young people who are looking to stay in the area and visit.
So like you said, it's not going to be like anything big, or it's just going to be like single family?
Yeah, I don't see us, we just don't have the land stock any longer because we have such an active preservation program.
Yeah, the farmland, yeah, that's
Right.
correct. Now, some people are concerned of overdevelopment within Warwick. As we are known for the open space and preserving, like you stated earlier, where do you see Warwick in 20 years?
Well, I see it a lot like it is today. Again, we've preserved 4,000 acres. We probably will secure another 1,000 by the time the program ends. And I think that has taken quite a bit of the productive development land out of the mix. So I think you'll continue to see farms, you'll continue to see open vistas, beautiful view sheds for the next generation. I don't see that changing at all.
Okay, and like we said about like Wickham, it's going to have like the leisurely and like the yard sports complex and the lake in Wickham. Do you know if there's going to be like any new parks or recreation that's going to be added?
Well, we've added, a couple of years ago, we added a park in the village of Greenwood Lake. It's called Winstanley Park. It's right in the center of Greenwood Lake, and Greenwood Lake, obviously one of our villages. It's a town-owned park, and we're developing that now. It has a baseball field and a soccer field. We're building bathrooms there today. So we'll continue to develop that. There's a walking track, which is great. We have our town beach. In terms of additional parkland, probably not. The Wickham Lake Park, Wickham Woodlands, that has a lot of acreage that right now is just passive. There's no development of it. So there's room there if we want to expand recreational opportunities to do it in that existing park.
Okay. I'm sorry. Trying to think of a question. What's it called?
Well, we continue to encourage our residents to get out and enjoy the natural beauty of Warwick. I mean, you look around, we're finally into spring and the beginning of summer. So I think you'll see so many opportunities to be out and enjoying that. We have wetland preserves, we have sports fields. Union Corners Park is one of our premier sports parks.
Yeah.
We have the town beach on Greenwood Lake, which is a great recreational asset. We're working with some Boy Scout troops to develop an overnight camping area on the old beach on Greenwood Lake, which is on the east shore. So I think there's, that's the thing. We want to encourage the residents who are living here to get out and just enjoy this tremendous, beautiful valley we live in.
Yeah, like now it's springtime, everyone's going to be out, summer's almost coming, so again, there's definitely going to be a lot to do within Warwick.
Right.
Now, what about Beautiful People? Because it's the organization within the Wickham Woodlands Park.
That's an exciting project. As you know, Beautiful People is an organization that provides sports activities for children with disabilities. If you've never visited one of their games, it's just an incredible, incredible experience to see children that are facing some difficulties really enjoy what you and I and kids around have experienced. So that will be christened on May 20th. They built an adaptive reuse field where it's a surface that allowed wheelchairs, again, children with may need some aids in walking. So that's an exciting thing, and it was a good partnership. They're doing it on town property. The town ultimately will own it at the end of the day, but they will have exclusive use for their facility. And that draws children not just from Warwick, but all over Orange County. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it's definitely beautiful to see, like, seeing the community come together, build that beautiful park, and like to allow the children with disabilities to just come in, do what they want to do, and just play baseball, which is every child deserves to play baseball.
And what a great partnership with the Warwick Little League has worked with Beautiful People, and so you find that kids that are playing Little League will come and be coaches and help in that experience. And I think that not only is it's just a nice thing, it also helps both develop, and understand and respect each other. And I think that's just a super asset.
That's definitely, like, within the Warwick community, like, whenever something happens, you always have the citizens to rise up, and they always come together and just, like, do charities, fundraisers, bake sales. It's definitely a great sight to see all those citizens just come together and heal this problem.
I always tell people, Warwick's very diverse. We have a lot of different opinions. A lot of people from different areas come to Warwick for a lot of reasons, but I think one of the reasons is they understand what makes Warwick sort of a special place. And as you mentioned, they do come together despite their differences whenever there's an issue that they feel is perhaps a threat to that quality of life that they've come here to enjoy.
So now I'm going to shift topics a little bit more. What's one thing that you want to tell the Warwick community?
Well, I encourage people to stay involved in their community. I mean, a community is about the people. We have a lot of beautiful scenic assets and natural beauty, but it's really about the people. We have some great, vibrant downtown areas in our 3 villages, but that takes a lot of work, and it takes the community to be part of that, to maintain it. And I think we all have come here and love it. I grew up here, went to this school, and I chose to stay here. So we want people to be engaged. We want them to take part in their community, whether it's through public service or through community service. Get involved. Young people, we want you to be involved, because I think the school does a tremendous job in educating you, but you have so much to give to our community as well. So that's what I would tell people.
Yeah, like you said, it's definitely great for people to, like, just get involved with the community. So it's definitely a great thing to hear. Well, Mr. Sweden, thank you again for your time, and thank you for your service within the community.
Well, I appreciate it, and it's been a pleasure.
Right. So don't go away, as we have a story on Hope Chest and Pine Island right after these messages. Thank you.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
Finally, we found his assignment. He rushed through it. I wonder if he even learned anything.
I wasn't gonna get it right, so I just wanted to get back to playing my video game. At least I'm good at that.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
It's not every day that people choose to jump into a lake, even less so when the lake is ice cold. This past winter, the Polar Plunge event had people doing just that to help those in need.
People went down to Greenwood Lake to help the Warwick Valley Humane Society and have a little fun. People gathered to Breezy Point Inn so they could help raise money, and they helped by jumping into a freezing lake. That's what a handful of people showed up to do, so they could protect homeless animals in Warwick. But if that's not going to grab your attention, well, I guess I'll just let the organizers tell you.
Yeah, well, all day long we have a lot of games and prizes, you know, for our children. Sometimes maybe people a little, bigger than children. Spaghetti eating contest, a toilet paper race, egg race, frozen t-shirt contest. I'm not going to tell you exactly what that is. You got to come down here and see it, though. All right?
And along with that, some people are jumping in with some interesting apparel. And if you get hungry, there's a bunch of food around, too.
All day long we have good food. It's an authentic German restaurant, the Breezy Point Inn. Chef Alex Barron and owner Pete Piccola have always stayed on top of quality and stressed good, congenial service.
Now, the real question is if we'll be seeing you there next year.
What an eye-opening way to raise money and awareness for the Warwick Valley Humane Society. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's okay to be scared. You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Hey, thanks for your patience.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
Many Warwick residents grew up attending Pine Island Elementary School. When the school closed in 2012, it looked like the school's role within the community had come to an end. Thanks to some civically minded residents, the building is back to its original mission. Here's the story.
After the Pine Island Elementary School closed down, the old building was left abandoned until a few years ago.
There was a flood in the area and people lost their possessions, so they started this room where they could help them get coats and things like that.
Established in 2014, the Warwick Hope Chest is open year-round.
What we do here at the Hope Chest Clothing Closet is make sure people of all levels of needs in Warwick have an opportunity to be clothed and have things that they need in their homes.
The thrift store also allows for the Warwick community to donate. Anyone can donate their unwanted items. The volunteers constantly sorting through these items.
I learned about this from a friend who works here. She's one of the founders. And when I came, I liked it so much. I liked the spirit, and I liked being able to serve people in the community. And I love seeing the growth through the years.
The Hope Chest then expanded as its popularity grew.
We find that we're having more and more shoppers. It's the rare shopper who comes who says, oh, I've never been here before. Now we have regular shoppers who come.
We have women's clothing and children's and infants and boys and girls at very low, reasonable prices.
Any new shoppers can find these deals on items such as discs and shoes.
It can help people of lower incomes get things that they need for their house, clothing for their kids, even for school supplies, or someone who likes a good deal like I do. I spent about $50 here the other day, whereas if I went to Marshall's, I would have spent probably about $200.
With the inexpensive deals that are offered at the Hope Chest, the items that are now available in the thrift store continue to be provided. Roll down to the Warwick Hope Chest thrift store and boutique, where the community effort covers the need for everyone. What a great way for residents to reinvent the building in their community.
The cause of helping others is something that never comes to an end. That's all we have for this edition of In the Valley. Special thanks to the Warwick VFW, Troop 45, Michael Sweden, and Hope Chest. See you next time.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.